Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's Dave and today we're going to be doing rear brakes and front brakes, slide pins, and we'll talk about bleeding brakes, etc, etc. In the meantime, I'm going to jack up the car, get it ready. Hi there. So I've loosened off my wheel nuts. I'm going to chock the back wheels. I've got the compressor on, filling up the reservoir so I can use my jack. I'm going to jack the front of the car up, take this wheel off, put the axle stands under, take the lift up the car. Get the axle stands in position first. This is made harder by the fact that I can't kneel down on my left knee. Stick it on that table there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know you'd gone.
Yeah, just figured wrong one.
I've got to turn my car around so I can't. You still can't put it there yet.
No, you're alright. I'll wait till you're done.
One wheel off. Yeah, brake pads are getting down. Disc is a bit shiny. And I'm going to check all these ball joints and things out while I'm under here. I'll bring you in a bit closer. Okay. Let's just angle you down a bit. Okay. Right, there we go. So, first job is removal of the mounting brackets, which I think is a 19 as well. It could be bigger. That's bigger. That's different. It's bigger than 17 but smaller than 19. That makes it 18. Why it doesn't fit? Because I didn't have a 17. Yeah, 17, 22 and 17. We need the 19 for the wheel nuts. So for those of you who don't know, I have this 200 Newton meter Ugga Dugga, and I've got this 400 multi Torx Ugga Dugga too. Hi everybody, I must interject at this point because obviously I've forgotten since the last time I did the brake pads. It's much easier to remove the slide pins first, take off the caliper, remove the old pads, and then you can remove the framework if you require. You don't have to, but it is easier if you do.
Yeah.
I just need this undoing. I can't get my foot to work on it. I can't get on the floor to pull it or anything. It just wants to go downwards.
Right.
I can't get the Ugga Dugga on it, and then one underneath it as well. Can you do it, do you think?
Yeah, just
I'll have to move out of the way. Sorry, I'm just saying.
I'm not as strong as I used to be, but we'll see.
Well, you'll be able to do it. They're not that tight. I might need you the other side too.
Okay.
I might need you to do the other side later on, Phil. I'll try my best, but I'm not guaranteed.
Push yourself.
No, I don't want to hurt myself. Thank you. So I've got the 2 caliper bolts out now, which is important. I need to find a hook, or make a hook. If I've not been able to find a hook in the past, I've used a zip tie, big heavy duty zip tie. Why do we hook up the caliper? So we hook up the caliper so that we don't put any strain on the rubber hose. There's still quite a bit of meat left on these pads. However, I'm still going to change them. I think what we'll do is we'll release the slide pins. Well, one of them's out. The other one's rock solid. These are the slide pins. This one's a little bit stuck. Yeah, it's a bit stuck. I'll have to get that out of there. A pair of pliers. This is why we do this maintenance. Because if your slide pins are stuck, you might as well be. We're going open channel beat. Definitely coming out. Well, that's it out. And as you can see, it's dried up. Started to dry up. This is why we do the slide pins. That one's okay, but look at that one. All the grease is dried up. So that means either water's getting in there or it's just getting too hot. And I suspect it's too hot. This has the clips on it for the brake pads, and it also has these rubber grommets in it for the slide pins. These were renewed last time, so I don't need to renew them again. There's a bit of cleaning up to be done. It's all looking not too bad. As long as your pads are horizontal, they're parallel with the back, then your slide pins haven't been sticking. If you get it worn down at one end and it tapers up to the other end, the slide pin is sticking. Let's get these things cleaned up. Don't be tempted to use ordinary grease on the slide pins. You must get yourself brake parts lubricant, because the other grease just dries up even quicker. It will cause you all sorts of issues. It's just coming off, look. Not as easy as a good one. So we'll leave it to soak for a little while in the cloth, and we'll clean up some of these. Now these rubber seals are okay to be cleaned up in brake cleaner, but they need to be lubricated with silicone grease. There's 2 reasons why we clean these up. The first one is because they need cleaning. The second one is so that we can check them and make sure that there's no splits or cuts or damage. And as they're new from the last brake change, I would be surprised if they have, but they are open to the elements, so don't be surprised if you find a broken one. Oh yeah, it's starting to come off now. It's a bit more worn, this one. There's a bit more hammer, I think. It must be at the bottom. I'm going to swap them over and put the other one at the bottom this time. and then when I come to doing brake pads again, I might get some new slide pins again. $40 for new slide pins, it's not the end of the world. Right, let's give those a clean. You can buy these, but these are quite expensive. I've never changed mine. They're basically pad holders. They hold the disc pad in place. That's all they do. They don't really do a lot of work. I will get some new ones eventually and just clean them up. Like I say, they don't do a lot. So what I've done so far is I've cleaned up rubber grommets, I've cleaned up a couple of slide pins, I've cleaned up the pad holders, and I've put brake cleaner into the holes. I'm going to see if I've got a brush I can brush inside with them in. So it turns out that horsepower sent me the wrong pads, too small. So I'll have to use these new ones. Yeah, they're the right ones. So what I'm going to have to do, I've discovered that the wheel bearing's a bit loose. So it's not binding or anything, but I'm going to have to fix that up before I go any further. So you've got to take the cover off your manual locking hub if you've got one. And the reason you've got to take the cover off is because you need to get access to those Allen headed bolts behind. You can't do that with the cover on. So all these 10 mils out of here, take that off. And get into those. Need a circlip pliers. That is a circlip. It is not a snap ring. It is not a spring clip. It is nothing else. It is a circlip. Pulling the silicone off. RTV. Room temperature vulcanizing. That's what it stands for. Right. I don't know if you can see. I'm moving around a little bit. But basically, in the end of here is a couple of little screws. You take them out with a smaller spanner than a screwdriver than that, and a bigger one than that. Oh. There's something hanging off as well. I'll have to look at that. So basically, you take these 3 screws out, sorry. Once you've got these out, you can get that ring off. But what you have to do is tap round the bearing hub so it tightens it up. And that's it, basically. That ring locks the thing in place. So you can use a C spanner, or you can tap it around. Now the ideal thing to do is to use a weighing scale and do a pull off. See how much it takes to pull that. So we'll do that. I found the paperwork, but I haven't got the weighing scale. Okay, so in the manual there is some instructions on how to do this. I'm just going to move you back a bit so I can get my leg around. There we go. Move these new pads out. Don't get them contaminated while I do this. 12 to 18 newtons. New bearing, new also used bearing, new 12 to 18 newtons. 12 to 18 newtons is 1.2 to 1.8 kilograms. That's too light. I'm going to need a mallet. Saw 1.2 there. Try it again the other direction. Seen 1. Definitely getting better. That's definitely stiffer. Stiff upper lip. 1.21. A touch more, I reckon. So 1.3 there. That's good. Alright. So now what you have to do is you have to line these screw holes up. And that ain't always easy. There's 1. And there's 2. Okay. Silicon time. I'm not to throw it away. Gloves. New gloves, please. One of the steps is already broken. Sorry about that, everybody. You ran out of battery. I didn't realise. So what I'm saying is you need to put our TV on rubber silicon onto the manual locking hub because we don't want water getting into the back of it. And then when you put these back in, clean them up, put copper grease on them. And the reason we put copper grease on them is that we don't want our TV to stick to them and lock them in. If you're getting a bit overzealous with the our TV, there we are. We've got to get the silicone off these bolts. You don't want the silicone on the thread. So a light smacking of copper coat onto the threads, spin it around, go into the hole. Should have 4 more, which I have. And you can see these are quite heavy with our TV. problem is here is they don't make circlip pliers correctly anymore. The pins on there should be cone shaped and they're not. That was to stop that sort of thing from happening. They don't make them like that anymore. Not within my price range anyway. That's on. So now, put this on. So what we need to do is give it a clean. Put some lubricant in it. And get that leaf out of there. Now there is a paper gasket on here. Should be okay with brake cleaner on it. As long as it's clean, should be alright. Should be good to go. Right, let's get some grease on there. Newlon Extreme Performance Grease. So we don't need mountains in here. Okay. We've got to get it lined up. There we go. Done. Wheel bearing adjusted. Get the brakes back on now. Right, so what I need to do now is I need to clean up braking discs area. In a big glaze. Do the best I can. Lay that on. One thing that you've got to do when you're doing brake calipers is you've got to take off the cover off the top of your master cylinder, because you don't want that fluid coming out over the top of there. And when you compress your piston back in, that can happen. You need to keep an eye on that. See which way it's going. You need to go outwards. It's going inwards. Now. Silicon spray. Silicon spray onto the rubber seal. Wipe off the excess. Now, you've got to watch your master cylinder. It's already filling up. We're okay at the moment, it's just at the max mark. So you can see now how our piston has gone right back into the housing. We'll put the rubber boots back into the housing. Silicon just makes them last a bit longer. Now you've got to remember that silicon is a lubricant. You don't want it on your brake parts because it will make it slip. I think they might have them on. Hi everybody, another quick interjection. I just wanted to explain the difference between pounds feet and foot pounds. Are they interchangeable? Well, the short answer is no, they're not interchangeable. They are each a separate thing. You measure torque from an engine in pounds feet. You measure torque when you're tightening a bolt in foot pounds. So get this straight now, it's foot pounds when torquing down bolts. Okay? Interjection over. Right, now we can put these on. Put this in. No, yeah, I thought it is. That's why. Oh, no, not mine. So, I moved to the other side and I'm right in the middle of a migraine attack. You can't tell looking at me, but I can't see what I'm doing. Suppose I should check to see if this one needs adjusting as well. Now this one's too stiff. I might have to loosen this one off a bit. I think I'm going to have to loosen that one off a little bit. Migraine's going away now slowly. That's good. What I'm going to have to do is empty some brake fluid out. I'm going to be squashing it up again. Too long. Way too long. Okay, at the bottom. Two. 22. That can't be 19. Therefore, that must be 22. That's 22. It'll be there somewhere. There it is. $115. What this meter is, it's a brake fluid checking meter, and they check the fluid for moisture ingress, and mine are on 3 bars, so they're good, and this fluid in this bottle is on 3 bars, so that's good too. Brakes are good. Take them off. I've done a great job there, guys. Right, so rear one's next. Now remember to put the circlip on. There's always a bonus, isn't it? Okay, let's get this wheel back on. Now with the wheel nuts. Hey, sorry about this. The video seems to have gone on quite a long time, just on the front 2 brakes. So I thought, well, I'll split the video into 2 and do the 2 rear brakes on a separate video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.